Hi everyone, it's Angela Nesbitt here. I'm finishing up our last in the Mixing Greens series. Today I'm looking at the tube greens, which I don't use a lot of tube greens, but I thought we'd look at a few of them and compare. Over here I have some of the mixtures from the last mixing series. These are the ultramarine blue greens made with the Cad yellows. And then I added a spring green here just to have some comparison with the tube greens. This one's made with phthalo and Cad medium and a little bit of yellow ochre to gray it down, but you can see how bright it is compared to the ultramarine blues, yellows. I mean the ultramarine blue greens made with the ultramarine blue and the yellows. Okay, so over here, the three greens that I like to use are Cad Green Light, Williamsburg, Cinnabar Green Light by Old Holland, and Olive Green by Winsor Newton. Those are my three shortcuts that I use sometimes. I also put out Sap Green. Those are the three I just mentioned, are the three across the top. Then I put out Sap Green, Chromium Oxide Green, and Cinnabar Green Deep. I do not use these, but I had them in my huge painting library. So we can take a look. So this is the Cinnabar Green Light by Williamsburg. So we can kind of put it over here and see. It's pretty bright. When I use this, I usually take it and just neutralize it up a little bit. You can also use yellow ochre as a good way to neutralize this value of a green. And you can see it's just a little bit bluer, but it falls in this family really, really well. Then this one is the Cinnabar Green Light by Old Holland. That's just really pretty, straight up out of the tube. Their colors are just amazing. And you could gray that down a little bit, but oh, that's a really pretty green. The way I look at greens is if I can't mix it, or if I can mix it better, then I'm gonna mix it. And if I can't, then I'm gonna use the tube. So this one in particular, I'm sure I could get there, but it'd take a lot of work. And this is the Olive Green by Winsor Newton. And what I like about it is you can see how transparent it is and how dark it is. I just love that transparency. I really don't use it to mix, that is too gray, but I love it just straight up. That's a dark, dark, dark green. It's got a lot of luminosity to it. So those are the three I actually use, and that's it. Otherwise I'm mixing, and I'm always mixing greens, but then I'll have these out to sort of complement what I'm mixing. And we'll take a look at sap and just see what sap is about. It's transparent there, which is nice. Let's see what it looks like when we put a little white in it. I think mine are prettier. It needs some more yellow. It needs manipulation. So I think I can use these. These will better serve me. This is the chromium oxide. I just don't think that's pretty, but everything's relative, so it could be in a certain palette. It's very blue. It's very opaque, and I mean, we could add a little yellow to it and see what happens. That's what I would have to do. And then it's not too bad. Then it's kind of nice, actually. So the chromium oxide is kind of grayed down to begin with, so then when you add the yellows in, it's a grayed down green, which I kind of like that. That actually could maybe be a shortcut for me if I chose to do that. And then the last one, these have just been in a drawer for a long time, is the Cinnabar Green Deep. So this is the Cinnabar Green Light, and this is the Cinnabar Green Deep. So let's just see. It's not a home run like the Cinnabar Light right out of the tube, I don't think. Let's see what this looks like. Very, very cool. A lot of blue in it. So if that's, you know, if that's the palette you're working with and you want a really blued green, that could work. I just want to add some yellow. So that's a pretty green. So there you go. Have fun. I encourage you to learn how to mix greens, and then if you want some shortcuts, check out the tubes, but always better to learn the nuts and bolts of your greens first and then learn from there. So take care. See you soon.